Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video, we're going to take you through the Forex market outlook, a couple of different changes to the strength and weakness this week, and some charts to watch. So we can see on the strength and weakness table here, pound has actually dropped quite a few places. Probably it was the biggest loser of last week. Obviously that's off the back of the whole Brexit deal situation. We've started to see that it was a little bit of a buy the rumour, sell the news sort of situation, and we started to see that pound weakness creep in a lot, and especially against the likes of Kiwi Dollar, which has again gained last week, going back into the potential strong versus reversal situation. Still expecting a little bit of downside in terms of Kiwi Dollar, because look what's happening to the US dollar now. So this is what we've been speaking about for the past couple of weeks, and we can start seeing that dollar is starting to gain a little bit of strength, and only against a couple of markets that I'm really looking for. So euro dollar is going to be one that I'm going to be focusing on, because we can see here euro really not gaining any strength at all. We could look at pound, but still, because of Brexit dilemmas, I'm gonna leave that out for now. We might cover that in the week. But Kiwi Dollar is going to be one that I'm watching, just because it's the perfect sort of reversal pair, if it was to reverse, that is, because we've got strong versus weak. So we're either going to see a strong trend continuation or reversal, and with these numbers here, we could start to see the reversal coming through. I quite like dollar Swiss as well. And yen was one of the weakest currencies last week, but it's quite far away from any kind of decent trading levels at the moment. So we'll take a look at dollar Swiss as well, and then potentially look at Cad Yen, because Cad gained some value going into last week, and yen dropped into that sort of reversal area, but looking very weak at the moment, the Japanese yen. So going into euro US dollar, the first thing is that I want to look at is the most traded level of last week. This is usually a good point of control for the market, and this 122.68 level is what I'm going to be watching going into this week. Now, if we look at the terms of trend, we have a bit of a support level down here as well, and we have the market starting to make lower lows. The candlesticks are still quite clearly see that there are still some buyers involved in the market, and as we're starting to dip lower, the bulls are still trying to come back into this. So we could see something where we actually have another sort of rally up into sort of that 122.68, and this is going to be the crucial area. If we start rejecting here and start making new lows, that's going to be something really interesting for us. I'd want to see that rejection of 122.68. I'd also like to see price break out of this sort of 122 level, psychological level, and price has found some support and resistance here recently, so obviously clear to me here that buyers are still active at this point. So looking for price to break this sort of area here in order to really start getting onto those shorts, but this level here at 122.68 looks pretty decent. Jumping onto Kiwi Dollar then, so we did again have a little bit of a sort of breakdown on Kiwi. The daily is still very much uptrending. We still have higher highs and higher lows, so it's going to be very difficult to jump on too many short positions, especially past these recent sort of lows around about that 71.60, 71.50 zone just through here, because obviously price could still come back into this level and find some support. But going into that sort of 4-hour time frame, what I'd really like to see is our most traded level being broken down. So we have 7251 as the most traded level of last week, the point of control. We can still see here price is really struggling to make any new lower lows. That we do have the candle wick below the low, but we don't have a close below the low, and that's something that I really look for when looking for changes in trend. The market hasn't done that yet. If it was to kind of open and drop towards these sorts of lows here, around about that 7160, 7155 level, and then start finding support, then I'd want to see price trade up to that 7251 area. If it gets to this area, I'm really looking for opportunities to potentially go short on that, depending on how the trend is shaping up at that point. If price was to just break towards it immediately and break above it, then the likelihood is that this area won't be used as a short in. It might be used as support instead. But very tricky with that move there at the moment. I'd rather see it break down and be a short seller of it. Dollar Swiss broke up really nicely. Again, weekly's kind of giving us a signal that, you know, the candlesticks are closing back within previous candlestick ranges. The ranges of the candles in particular are quite short, so we should expect some kind of action in and around this area. The 4-hour time frame has changed trend. We can see that price has made higher highs and higher low, and we can see here that this is kind of the supporting area. Now the most traded level of last week was 87.97, so what we may see is a pullback down into this area here. We may even see it drop and wick into this area, and if it does, and it does find support, then I'd be expecting buyers to step in around about this 87.97, and that's where I'd like to be a buyer of dollar Swiss if all the conditions are met. So going through the last sort of strength and weakness is going to be Cad Yen. Yen very weak, price pulled back, gave us you know, some change in cycles here. On the daily time frame, we can particularly see the fact that the market had some kind of level here at 81.06 in the past, rallied up, rejected, broken through. So 81.06 was the most traded level of last week. So if actually just go into the hourly time frame, we have this area through here, 81.06. as a supporting point. So if price was to make its way back down to here, this is where I'd want to be a buyer of for Cad Yen to the upside. We've got that daily trend nicely. So this is almost like the previous daily highs to go off for long positions. So keep that in mind this week. These are the charts that I like the most, and I'll speak to you soon.